Welcome to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Doveston, and of course it is our weekly I Ching forecast for the week commencing the 12th of August 2024. Lovely to have you here with me as we connect to what the I Ching is asking us to pay attention to for the week ahead. A reminder, if you've not yet connected to the monthly episode, do go and check that out and go and reconnect to it. Remember that the first changing line that matures roundabout now is all about that meteor fizzling out in the sky. So what has fizzled is a fizzler, is working to bring brightness, but is not set to last internally and externally. Perhaps go and reconnect with what that means for you. Right, before we get into this week, as always, we connect to what happened last week, what was the flow of change we were working with, and of course we had that Hexagram 39 obstruction and those 3 changing lines, okay, very, very interesting energy, and connecting not just to the stoppage and the obstacles and the limping and feeling hindered, but also working with what are you following? What is the energy that is calling you forward? Where do you need to trust the process and follow the clues that are in front of you? How did you work with last week's energy? Where were the obstacles that you encountered? Where did you feel a calling to move forward and to follow the little breadcrumbs in front of you? I felt this past week, as much as I was thinking, obstacles, obstruction, I'm not into that, I don't want to do that this week, we have to, I didn't really feel that energy that strongly. I felt the following energy very strongly this week, where I was working on something and I had to kind of put together a prototype of what I was working on. And I didn't have all the answers, but I just followed the clues. I followed and I tried things and I tweaked things and I worked with it. And as I was going through the process, the tools that I needed to complete this prototype emerged out of the process. So for me, I was very aware of this energy of following the clues, following the breadcrumbs, just trusting the process, and got to an amazing high energy place on this thing this week. So obstruction not as strong for me this week, which I was quite grateful for, but that following really spoke to me. So which part of last week connected to you? Was there something that came up for you where the I Ching said, pay attention to this? We had 3 changing lines, a lot of opportunity to connect to different facets of obstruction, and all of them were all about withdraw, retreat, don't push out into the external world. So with this prototype that I shared with you, I did that consciously. I said, okay, this is about an internal process of getting it right. This is not about pushing to get it out. It's about making sure we can get it right and following those clues. So where did you go within? And how did that help you reframe, relook, and find a better way, a better time to move forward? If there are anything you'd like to share about that, please do feel free, as always, to share a comment. All right, let's get into this week. Totally a different energy, a big shift, and you might even sometimes feel the shift in the energy between hexagrams, particularly when they are very different. You can start to feel them come in potentially a couple of days even before the week starts. So just be open to how it comes into your life and how it comes to work with your own personal flows and timing. Our first hexagram for this week is hexagram 11, peace. I love this hexagram. Structurally, on the top is earth, which sinks, and on the bottom is heaven, which rises. So we have these 2 energies coalescing in the center. And you also have an inverse, right? You have earth on the top of heaven. So there's heaven on earth, but there is a beautiful collaborative energy between these 2 trigrams, all right? You don't have heaven, the Father, being on the outside, being in the external, and earth on the inside. That creates a split. This is the opposite. This is a union, but this is a union where the 2 energies work together and flow in a wonderful way. It is an energy that speaks to the potential for flowering and fertility and for the profusion of wonderful blessings, of the ability to harmonize with others, to create an environment of good feeling, of peaceful, social, human relations. Okay, this is an opportunity to just be present with the harmony with others. Okay, lovely energy. And you might find that there's some aspect of harmony and peace that comes internally. The word peace has so much connected to it, right? So much layers and meaning associated, especially in our world today, that we need to, with this hexagram, look beyond this word of peace and our perception of what peace means and look at what peace looks like internally. Peace begins with me. What does that look like? What does peace within me look like? Beyond the word peace, okay? Thinking about this idea of the harmony of heaven and earth lining up, of there being this flowering and this good feeling and this sense of harmonizing with people, good social structures, social relations, flow, a wonderful creative opportunity. This is the flower opening up and the bees coming, okay? There's this fertility that comes with this hexagram that really brings us the opportunity of opening up and welcoming and connecting and feeling that good feeling of being in flow and at the right place, at the right time, and just things lining up and connecting and opening up. So if we've been, as we have, through these multiple weeks of obstruction and stoppage and wait and all these kinds of energies we've been through, perhaps this is the week where we get a little bit of a breakthrough, where we emerge out of the stuckness and the difficulty we've been working through, and we find a place of peace. We find a place of sanctuary, of connection, of meaning, of lining up and creative energy, where you think to yourself, wow, this is what this was all for. This is a culmination. This is an opportunity to see what all this hard work over the last few weeks, the last few months of challenges has brought to this moment. Okay, so it might not necessarily be an event in the week, all right, that brings it. It might be in a realization of the process in your life where this is playing out. Like for me, working with obstruction, one of the insights was that insights where I'm feeling obstructed in a bigger picture, right? Not necessarily that the obstruction comes in the week, but that it tunes you into, okay, I'm stuck here. How do I work with this? The same, any hexagram, how do we work with it? We work with it by being open, and we see not only is it an opportunity for in this week to realize this kind of lining up, okay, and this harmonizing process, but also tuning us into where this is within our lives already. 2 changing lines this week in the 1st and the 5th position. Okay, in the 1st position, the image that comes with this changing line is pulling up what's called ribbon grass. Now, ribbon grass, I don't know what, it might be in your area, okay, but long kind of like wetland grass, right? These long ribbons, and you pull up the ribbon grass, and there's a whole clod of earth that's tied to it because there's this root system underneath. And so when you pull up the ribbon grass, the clod comes with, all right? So what this line talks about is there is this opportunity, okay, there's a calling here to take some action, to get on with your plans, okay? So pulling up the ribbon grass is part of that process of taking action, doing something to get your plans going, to get your endeavor, your enterprise off the ground, to get that project moving, to get going with what it is that you wanted to do. And in the process, because there's this wonderful energy of this peace and this harmonizing and this connection, as you pull up the ribbon grass, the clod comes with it. So the support and the people come with the process, are part of the process, and come with you to support you. It's a wonderful line, and all it's asking us to do is to do the work. Okay, whatever is important to you, go and get going. Undertake the important thing, because you have support, you have the energy, and particularly in this week, there's this wonderful supported energy to give you a bit of a boost, a bit of a help, a bit of an energy to get this thing moving. Whatever it is that you've been wanting to do or getting ready to do, this week is a wonderful week to move it. Okay, so this is a call to action. Pull up that ribbon grass, and the clod comes with, the support comes with, the roots come with, because there's a deeply connected process happening through what you're trying to do. Okay, that's in position 1. In position 5, okay, 5 is usually a very strong, structured position, okay, bringing the blessings of the hexagram. And this one, the symbol is the marriage between 2 families, all right? A family giving their daughter over to another kingdom, all right, as an offering, as a union of families, and how that process of this union happening, creating ripples through time, ripples of change, positive change, that bring blessings and happiness and joy. Okay, so what does this mean for us? What this does is it focuses our attention on where a powerful union and connection is made. So a connection can be a union, a connection, a harmonizing with somebody else. Okay, this might be a love relationship, right, if that's what you're after, or it might be a business relationship, or it might be a new team member, but there's just a connection, a union that's made. Okay, and what it does is binds energies together, and it brings about all the things that you're wanting to manifest through this, right? It brings them about over time. So there's something very potent, okay, about this week and about this particular changing line. And of course, connection is not necessarily about human relationships. A connection might be being connected to an idea, right? Or realizing something that you want to do. It's like that, okay, where the synapses connect and you're connected to something important, and that has ripples for you into your life, into your business, into your team, and allows you to fulfill what it is you're wanting to do, this particular thing that you're working through. So it's a really, really lovely line, okay? And it really just opens us up and says, what is the union and the connection that's in front of us? It can be a project. The project can be a connecting thing, okay? It can be plugging us into something bigger. What is that connection that we've been working with that becomes apparent that we're working with this week? Stay open, okay? Be the flower, right? The bee's coming. Just stay open and embrace this opportunity to really ripple through time and make really powerful changes in your life, in your business, your teams, because this connection came, or this connection was apparent, or you realize that you're working through something so meaningful and so powerful. Really beautiful changing lines, practical for us to work with. Okay. All right, our outcome hexagram. All right, where do these two changing lines transform the energy of 11 piece into a new hexagram, because they are switching around, the changing lines switch around, they form a new second hexagram, which is often called the outcome hexagram, relating hexagram. As you know, I like calling it the victory hexagram. What could we do to focus our energy and move through the week, all right, move towards a higher learning, a higher place in our journey? And it is hexagram 48, the well. Okay, we've had the well recently, and this is about a structure, all right, that allows us to tap into the inexhaustible supply of water in the underground stream. A village, when it's founded, always needs a water source. The village springs up and builds up around the water source, and from that the farmlands and the families can irrigate their crops. But it's the well that holds the whole community together. It represents a structure, right? A human-made structure that allows us to tap into that supply. In a business context, this is often the idea of your social media, right? Your social structure, your community, your network, your business network, your business model, the systems you use, the structures you use to connect into the market. Okay, so you can work with it from that point of view. From a personal point of view, we see the well as being the structure that connects you into the inexhaustible supply. It can be your spiritual faith, your religious practices, the thing that gives you meaning, your family. What is the structure that connects you deeply to that supply? And sometimes we have structures that give us muddy water, right? They don't go deep enough. They're surface. And this hexagram really challenges us to build and care for wells in our lives, or the well that is deep, crystal clear, sparkling, beautiful, shimmering water, nourishment, inexhaustible energy for us to draw upon. So we look at our wells, we look at the structures that we are connected to, the networks we are connected to. We challenge ourselves to understand to what extent do they bring this connection to the supply, right? What do we have to do to dig deeper in our wells, right? To take them further, take them to the next level, get better and better quality water coming up that pipe. How do we work with the well and what it means, the social structure, the network? What is coming up through that well to nourish us? If it's muddy, we've got work to do. If it's beautiful and crystal clear, our focus is how do we tap into it and use it for good, to nourish others, to feed the crops, to nourish everybody who's connected through this network. a powerful set pair of hexagrams, calling our attention to where we are flowering, okay, where we are opening up, where we are connecting to the idea of peace, of harmony within our social relationships, whether it's in our business environment and home, and really getting us to get going with whatever it is we're pulling out, all right? The action to do that, to build powerful unions and connections that endure the test of time, and to really be clear that the wells that we are building, that we are tapping into, do their job, all right? Bring beautiful, inexhaustible perfection, beautiful supply of resource and energy to everyone who depends upon the well. We've got work to do this week, but it's a lovely energy. I would say this is a little bit of a reprieve from some of the heavy lifting we have been doing over the last few weeks with obstruction and stop and wait and all those things that we are working through right now. Thank you so much. Like, a thumbs up would be really, really great on the episode. And of course, as always, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that new episodes come straight into your app. Same with the podcast version. Hit the follow button for the new episodes to come straight in as they're released once a week, once a month, and then every now and then special episodes. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, peace, blessing, filled week full of beautiful, inexhaustible supply from that beautiful well that you are looking after and creating in your life.